DBSCG things.
What's up, Yuhp gang? It's your boy Texan, and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG Things. And today we're going over another very exciting deck profile, guys. This is going to be a deck that took third place at our last locals. This is Starter Deck Baby. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to say if you guys want any custom mats and or sleeves, absolutely check out Promats, guys. This is the best place to go get your custom card needs. So if you guys do decide to get a mat from Promats, make sure you guys use the promo code YUHP to save on your entire order. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this deck or my content in general, remember to hit all those buttons for me, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, let's spin it around and dive in. Alrighty, you guys, and here we are with the Baby Vegeta starter deck, taking third place at our locals today, going absolutely berserk with his aggro strategy. I want to go ahead and get this profile, so go ahead and tell us about your deck profile and some of your matchups today.
Alright, so Baby Vegeta is what I call a suicide deck. Front side, you're going to take a life and restand the leader. The nice thing about this, you can take this turn one without even swinging and still be able to restand the leader to get that early awaken going. So, start off, we have backside, we got our draw one dual attack, and then we got our beginning baby package. So we have our 4 Mews, 4 babies, and then we have 3 of the promo babies. So Dr. Muse, if you have a multicolor in your energy, you'll be able to play this guy for free, and he plays out any 1-drop baby. So your choices are either your Evil Origins, which is your draw 3, pitch 2, or you have your Baby Demonic Parasite, which is your Janemba package, which lets you sort of help facilitate your hand, bottom decking 1, draw 1, and then also going into your deck for any Janemba. That's more multicolored. We have 2 Blitz Waves. In case you don't find it in the beginning, you get to look top 5, look for your babies, and then if you do end up finding one, you get to restand that energy that you just used. It's a good early game, starts ending up being bad late game. We have our 4 check lands, which is the Whis Spectator. You want those early, middle, late games, so you're not having to charge anything that you need to use. We have 2 of the Super Baby Vengeful Rampage, which is part of the starter deck. I would like to go to 3, but 2 is what I felt was good right now because the deck draws so much. So he is a dual attack for the turn, and then he is a complete negate for the whole entire board. And then he also has offering.
Okay, so he negates all blockers and stuff like that, huh?
Yep, so you try to bait out the negate blockers, and then you come into this guy, and then you get rid of them, and they can't be comboed.
He's dual attack, so with the offering, he's a potential 3 damage. That's pretty good.
It's pretty nice. That baby promo can go into these Malefic Janembas, which are just 20k blocker offerings.
Okay, so that's what the Union Absorb goes to?
The Union Absorb goes into this. Okay. It could go into the Secret Rare, the Corrupt Coalescence, the 40k offering, but I don't run it, don't have it. It's pretty cheap though, so if this doesn't get too popular, it can probably go into that too.
Would it be worth running it though?
It would, because just a free 40k swing into offering. Yeah.
Searchable probably?
Yep, it's searchable with this. You can grab any baby Janemba. So you can grab the Secret Rare 8-drop right away from it.
That's crazy.
So if you want to get a 40k off turn 1 with offering.
That is nasty.
Then if you play any multicolor baby, you get to play out this baby Janemba for free, which is a 16k. Top 7 search and grab any 2 offerings, and then you bottom deck a card. Any 2 offerings.
And then bottom deck 1.
Bottom deck 1 if you grab 2. If you grab 1, you don't have to bottom deck
So
it.
a good filter and a 16k attacker for free. That's really good.
He's fantastic. Then we have our super combos. We have 4 of the new Beerus super combo. It's automatically a draw 1. And then if you top deck a red, it becomes a 10k. And if you top deck a yellow, you get to minus 5k to anything in rest mode. If you were lucky enough to get a multicolor, then you get to do both. So it becomes technically a 15k super combo.
Yeah, super good. Especially considering that like 90% of your deck so far looks like it's all multicolor, red, yellow stuff. So you're more than likely going to hit the multicolor, hit both of those skills. That's pretty good.
Right. Then we have our arrival package. So I run 2 super babies. It's a barrier in case you're going up against green. And then it also facilitates that 2-drop baby that's going to come out for cheaper. And then also the new tournament promo, the Beerus, another offering target off of that 2-drop, 15k swing, and it can lock down a 4 or less. That's in rest mode. So pretty good advantage. More offering targets.
Absolutely. Gets you some draws and or damage, gets you an attack, and it stops an attack. That's a pretty strong card, does a lot.
Now we have what I call the Janemba package. So any of those Janembas that are played, see if you end up playing this Janemba or getting out this Janemba, you get your Janemba package. So I run 4 combo attack Janemba and then 3 villainous Janemba. So what happens is I can send any of these Janemba cards back to my hand. I get to play out combo attack Janemba. They let me burst 2 and eat 2 life, which is quicker for the awaken ability that you need. You get another 15k swing. You can pay 1 to send this back to your hand to go into your villainous target. So now you get another 15k swing, which then you can even do more into your Z deck, but I'll get to that towards the end.
Does this negate its skill? Okay, it does limit itself. You can't play copies for the turn. I was going to say, if that just keeps looping itself over and over again, that's crazy.
What you can keep looping is the 2-drop. So if you send the 2-drop back to your hand for combo attack, and you somehow get another multicolor out, you can play it again in the same turn. So it's just 2 16k free swings. Finishing towards up. Since you're an aggro deck, you're going to be taking more than 2 life from your opponent per turn, so you get these guys to play for free. Just if they take 2 life, you get to play these free 15k swings.
Free is good.
Overwhelm package, 1 Bardock for finding your cards. You're going to draw everything, so you're going to end up seeing this. Unfortunately, if it gets bursted, you can't use it. And then you have your double strike crit Goku, which is just more pressure value. Little tech cards. We have our Power of the Super Saiyan. We have,
leader, might as well abuse it.
Might as well. We got our 2 Basils just for more draw power, and if your opponent stalls out enough, you just get more value for them being tapped out. And then my secret rare, because I don't have the Janemba Corrupt, is the very easily acquirable 6 cents Sin Shenron. It's just, since you're pitching a lot due to the 1-drop baby, you're going to get a lot of 1-drops in the drop, so you just have either a 35k swing, or you have a bunch of blockers, because this is your only form of defense in your deck, aside from the super combos. So getting this boy out, if your opponent is pressuring you, then you need to, he's a good defense.
100% glass cannon. He goes all the way down to a 1-drop, correct?
He goes down, for every 1-drop in your drop area, he loses 1 of its cost.
Gotcha. So if you get 6, he goes down to a 1-drop, and you can play him for 1. That's really good.
Alright, into the Z deck. We got our 2 Vegetas, which this helps you either A, get more of your life down, helps you get rid of the bad cards from your hand back into the bottom of your deck, and if you really want to get an extra swing in there, you can use the Beerus super combos and you just have a pretty much 20k swing. So it's not a terrible advantage into the deck, no more than 2. We have our Frieza, just a warm-up, because it's just a 1 energy 15k swing. Don't need to worry about the other tech, so if you just need more added pressure and your hand is kind of clogged, you just get free 15k swing. We got our Oolong, just for copying any cards. If your opponent plays a secret rare, then you just get a free 40k swing when you need it.
Any of your big bodies as well. Like you can play your secret rare for 1 energy, which makes that guy a pretty cheap 30k as well.
Yeah, so 2 energy, I get a 35k and another 35k. And then stuff that's going to promote the package. We have our 2 of the Super Baby 1s, the Parasite Comeuppance.
Comeuppance?
Yeah, Comeuppance.
That's a weird,
so
funky word.
That's the reason why I run these 2 starter deck cards. They do 2 things. They let you go and find your Dr. Muse, which lets you get out any of your babies, and for free it lets you go into the 25k dual attack to be able to blank your opponent's board.
Wow. Just activate main, no cost, just place it on top on. That's pretty strong. So as long as you have him in your hand, he goes on top of the card.
Very powerful addition to this deck, because it lets you find what you want and you just get more
barrier as well. So
he's barrier.
That's crazy. If you don't manage to have the 5-drop and he just sticks around, you can do that at any point in the game.
If you decide to run the Brainwash package, he does get deflect, but the Brainwashes are not very powerful right now.
That's for the in archetype start baby stuff.
Yeah, if it went in archetype. Alright, last thing to show off is if you end up keeping this villainous Janemba on the board, your last Z-Deck card is your Gamma. You can end up getting rid of that villainous Janemba after it's swung. You get a 20k double strike Gamma, pretty much to finish off most games. If you don't finish it off, you can get rid of your Gamma, and you just get a continuous draw effect if they negate anything or activate villainous effects. So you just get more value off that.
The fact that it just says count, if they activate a counter, you get a draw, which they're more than likely going to activate a counter because you're
especially
super
against
aggressive.
this. Yeah, that is the main thing. This deck can get probably about 13 to 15 swings in a turn if you have the perfect setup.
That's crazy. Do you want to talk about any of your matchups today?
First matchup, who's that against? That was against a Beerus. I think it's more of a better matchup since they need to get to turn 3, and Baby Vegeta can go off a lot of the times on turn 2. If it gets to turn 3 or higher, it starts getting a lot harder because then they start setting up their floodgates. But if you can get them before the floodgates, then that's the better matchup. Second match was against the SS4 Bardox. Didn't unfortunately get to see my starting cards, so I had to wait until turn 2 and 3 to be able to get the hand that I needed. And that ended up getting a bunch of floodgates on board. The Secret Rare getting rid of my board, so I couldn't do much there. And the last game was against the newer green Veku Gogeta. And that almost took me to mill out. I only had 3 cards left in deck. He kept choosing me to draw an offering. And if I were to activate anything more or swing, I would have been done. But it came down to a final swing with almost Gamma, but I was able to get the big 25k dual attack to finish out the game. Finish that there. So that was a nice little finish up there. So very suicidal, almost no defense, but the reward is very powerful and pretty fun.
Absolutely. And you know, when you're playing an aggro deck like this, you almost feel so good when you lose. You're like, yeah, I did all of that work for you. You landed 2 attacks. Good job.
Right. I brought myself down.
Right. Any final shout-outs, any final notes you want to talk about the deck, anything?
A little, probably one more of the Vengeful Rampage. If I can switch out my Secret Rare to the Baby, I think just those 2 switches alone, it can give you more opportunities to see your package. Aside from that, shout out to the SS4 Bardock deck that just figured out when to stall out the perfect combination to hold out so that I couldn't finish with the board. So I was pretty impressed.
Absolutely. So with that being said, guys, that was his Baby Vegeta starter deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this list or my content in general, remember to hit all those buttons for me, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, we will see you guys next time.